Okay, I think, let's see. Zoom is up. I think we've got the sound going. And according to the other page, yes. Okay, we're up. Hey everyone! Welcome to the live talk-back discussion for Book Club by Susie Heaton for the Long Beach Playhouse New Works Festival 2021. My name is Madison Mooney. I'm the executive director of the Long Beach Playhouse. I hope everyone is having a fantastic evening. What we're going to do first is we're going to be going around the horn and have everyone introduce themselves and what role they played or role production crew wise. So Angela, why don't you start us off, and then
Sure.
we'll go around.
Hi, I'm Angela Kozik. I directed the play.
Wonderful. And next, Mulu.
I'm Mulu Skinner White, aka Donnell, part of the Wonder Twins.
And Harriet.
I'm Harriet Whitmire, and I played Lucille.
And Linda.
I'm Linda, and I played. I'm having a brain fart.
Margot.
Margot. Sorry.
And Yvonne.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Robertson, and I'm playing the Agnes.
And Susie.
Hi, my name is Susie, and I was the writer.
And Carmen.
Hi, I'm Carmen Tunis, and I played Darcy.
All right. A few of the other cast members may be able to join us on here soon, so we'll be letting them in if they're able to join us. And so for folks that are watching, if you have questions or comments or feedback or anything like that, please put it in the chat. And then so we can take some questions, we can talk to our fantastic cast and our writer and our director. So if you've got questions, anything you want to talk about, please put it in the chat. And before we take any audience questions, I wanted to ask Susie, since we have our writer with us. Susie, was there something? What inspired this script? What is there something from your own life? Is it something that you just thought would be fun? Any insight onto the creation of this script?
I always think that there aren't enough plays or enough movies or series that have really good parts for older women. And that's a big thing for me because I'm also an actress. And so I'm always looking out for, there's a lot of people that are over the age of 50 that contribute to society. They're funny and they're serious and they've got a lot to say. And so that's one of the reasons why I will continue to write for older women.
Great.
Thank you, Susie. Thank you.
Yay.
With our lovely actresses that are here on the call, would anyone like to, with your characters, anything that you really enjoyed about the characters you portrayed, or anything that was kind of difficult to deal with, or something that wrapping your head around characters or dialogue or anything like that? If anyone wants to share.
Well, I'll share a little bit. Lucille is so normal, but she killed somebody, and so it was a little. It was a little, it was a little dichotomy, for me, trying to hit that balance between being kind of a nice, normal person, and yet she murdered somebody, so that was an interesting challenge for me, I guess, is what I want to say. But
Thank you.
That's how I kind of felt with Agnes, that she was all about tea and the Bible, and so demure, kind of shy, well, a withdrawn kind of a character. And as far as not being so boisterous and out there, but then she ends up like almost being the heroine thing. She came alive. So it wasn't, I couldn't have told that in the very beginning. I couldn't have foretold that Agnes was going to come through and save the day.
I guess for me, Margot, the same thing. I'm initially the one who's like, hey, we've got a neighbor and maybe they're the bad guys. Let's go find out. And then the next scene, I'm like, ooh, no, let's not. let's not do that. And then I'm like, ooh, but let's get the shovel and go for it. So I'm very like back and forth, which is kind of a ride.
I thought some of the vehicles were very clever, having the ladies rename themselves and different voices, and the T-shirt thing. I mean, those are all little vehicles that are very interesting in the script. Very cute.
Yeah, I was glad that I was all about donuts and night.
Yeah.
Got me apart a little bit because I'm more of a quieter member of the group, along with my sister. Oh, this sister.
Yeah, I was into mayhem. I mean, it's like you literally was at my house because my grandmother had a club of older women, and these chicks, nothing past these chicks, and their one thing they would say, just because there's snow on the roof don't mean there's no fire in the furnace. And Lord, when they put fire in the furnace, I mean, they were some scary but beautiful women that would take charge.
Wow.
Something that I was kind of, I was the one who, the ladies know, I filmed the piece and I was the one editing, so I kind of watched the show numerous times this past week, editing together the clips, and I just kind of, hearing it a few times and kind of knowing where it was going, and the little drops of info about the D sisters, like, I want all of the backstory on Darcy and Donnell. Like, why do they have night goggles? Why is this like something that's like a normal? Like, kind of just those little droplets about the characters and their past. And it was just like, we need a prequel with these sisters. And I would love, I wanted to know so much more about the D's. The D's.
The D sisters.
Yeah.
And the editing, Madison, I thought you did a really good job on the editing.
Oh,
Great.
thank you.
I
Thank
did
you.
too. Yep, that was great. Absolutely. It was great.
We're all learning new things this past year, so
Oh my
I learned
gosh,
a little
yeah.
bit about editing. Still trying to get better,
Yep.
but yeah, I think the D sisters. Angela, as our director, I would love to hear your your process or your thoughts, or when you were introduced to the script, and then how rehearsals worked before we filmed.
So we did all of our rehearsals on Zoom, and then we actually filmed live in person. Yay! We were the pioneers, I believe, of LB Playhouse getting back into live theater. So we did all of our sorry, my dog is going crazy. We did all of our rehearsals on Zoom, and it was an interesting process because we only had about 4 weeks until we filmed, and we only had like one rehearsal per week. So it was doing a read through of the whole script, kind of breaking down little moments of like what we really wanted to focus on. And the ladies and Raphael, like, they all just were gung-ho and came to it, and we got through everything in it was only 3 rehearsals that we did before we filmed. So it was an awesome process, and it was an interesting process too, because the first 3 times we never had met, and I know a couple of the actresses, but I didn't know most of them. So it was a really interesting way to just get to know people and do this creative process, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really nice to be connected to other actors during this thing. And thank you, Angela. Very nice directing. I felt very comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And this is actually the first time I've ever directed anything other than like a scene for a college scene. So thank you for the opportunity, Madison and Sean.
For those that don't know, Angela is also, well, not at this moment because we don't have box office staff because we're not quite there yet, but Angela is one of our house managers and box office staff, and so she's been around the Playhouse for years, in different capacities, and I'm very glad that we were able to connect with her for this project and then move on forward and see what else we can work with Angela with. I like that Angela's played so many different roles for the Long Beach Playhouse. We'll keep adding to that list throughout the years. Um, I love a dark comedy, and this was definitely one of those. But it also had these heart moments, and this, this serious, very serious subject of, this possible sex trafficker, and a murder of an innocent person. Um, and with the character of Miguel, oh, Harriet, you're joining again.
Yeah, because I'm trying to go in on my big computer. I'm in on my iPad, and that's what I've been fiddling with. So I'm sorry about that. So, yeah, so sorry. In now again. Okay. And I'll get into this second one.
Fun.
Susie, can I ask you where you are and where you pictured these ladies living? Did I miss that?
You didn't miss it at all. I'm actually adding a bit more to the play.
Okay.
I'm giving a little backstory to how long the ladies have known each other and how long book club has been going on. And there's going to be a little bit more between. We're going to know a little bit more about the relationship between Margot and Lucille, and of course the D sisters. So there will definitely the play will have a little bit more meat to it. Not that it doesn't have a lot, but I definitely had a lot of people chime in and tell me what they thought was missing. I never really picked like a state for these women, and I never picked a race either. I really wanted it to be broad as possible. I wanted it to be, I sort of think of The Simpsons, where do they live, in Spring Valley or Springtown, somewhere, and they have
Anywhere USA, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be done anywhere and for it to reach everybody.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to limit it.
Yeah. Where exactly are you?
Oh, I'm in Nebraska. I'm in Omaha.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Okay. You're up late.
Well, it's not that late. Oh, it's late for you, right?
Early for us. We're still catching up.
I want to just say something that I appreciated about the character of Margot, and was her friendship. There's this real feeling of protectiveness and caring for the friendship, and then just the warmth that there is between the women is just it's just very lovely. It was lovely to be part of that cast and to feel that friendship emerge, but recognize that it's part of the script. And I think that's part of what makes this dark comedy so endearing, is the friendship between the ladies.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I do agree, though, Susie, if you gave a backstory about how these ladies came about and a little relationship thing backstory, it grounds everything, and you go,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to giving it some more meat.
Yeah.
I know you just watched it, Susie, this past 2 hours. But did anything, because I know one of the reasons that we do this, the New Works Festival, it's a staged reading. It's the first time, it's all being said aloud with actors. And then that can assist the writer in figuring out what works, what doesn't work, what they want to change. With this reading, is anything kind of stuck out to you yet? Or, we're going to give you a copy so you can watch it again. But
Yeah.
did anything kind of pop out, of like, oh, that, was different than I thought, or anything like that that struck you while watching?
Nothing stood out in terms of, oh, I definitely want to change that. There might be some rhythm issues. You're always looking for rhythm when you're writing, especially with comedy, that I wanted to think about. But what I was really thrilled about is just the casting, and the women really got the jokes and the relationships and the camaraderie that's with them, and that made me happy. It sort of solidified. You don't really know until you see it on your feet, and that really helped.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
We were all for one and one for all in the end. We were all helping each other and egging each other on. Yeah.
Yep.
I had a question about with the character of Miguel. It is, it starts off as a dead body at the beginning of the show, and then in the script, the stage directions describe Miguel, appearing as kind of a ghost or a spirit when Lucille is alone. But Miguel doesn't speak, and in this, the script does tell us that Lucille doesn't see him, but kind of feels him. So is this, the soul of Miguel there? Is this part of Lucille's, figment of imagination? Like, what were your thoughts kind of with Miguel? Does anybody, the actors as well, did you kind of think that it was the ghost there? Or?
I want to see what the actors say before I answer.
I think it was a little bit of both, but I think it was the ghost that was there.
I was being haunted. Lucille was being haunted. I really feel she was being haunted. Again, she's dealing with the fact she killed somebody. So, despite the circumstances, but I felt like she felt the presence, even if he wasn't physically there.
Mm-hmm. It was that sense of it was that sense of humanity. It's like, here's this awful thing's happening, and yet it kind of invokes her to come up from just being average and saying, you know what, I'm sorry that this happened, but I'm going to finish your work because there's something that is just maternal or parental where you want to try to make this wrong right. And though she can't do it because he's gone, it's just that sense of, okay, this is now my sense of being. This is what I need to do. And we all follow along behind her because, one, she's our friend and our sister. And two, this could have happened to anybody and any of us.
Right.
And I think that's why the sisterhood decided to go ahead and go kick some ass.
Well, I think Darcy might not have been that, she might not have thought so deeply about that, but she definitely thought that Lucille would be haunted by Miguel. So just on the surface of it, knowing because there was a murder in the house and she really thought that that was going to happen. Not so much on an emotional level, but just on a black and white level. It's going to happen. So I wouldn't have been surprised.
I kind of, as the manifestation of her conscience, with the spirit being there and her seeing it, but it's really her conscience and it's manifesting in the form of the spirit. But that was how I kind of saw it.
Susie, I might have missed this, but we were looking for Jade, right? We were looking for Jade, one of the young ladies. But in the end, could there be some references like, oh, I'm so glad Jade is yada yada? Could there be some reference to the resolution of where Jade is?
Yeah, definitely. I just didn't want to, I was worried I was going to have to do 100% resolve when she hears from the detective. I was making the leap that the detective wanted to call her because she's a woman in her senior years and she wanted to keep her calm and say, you know what, just look at the news tomorrow. I want you to be calm. But if I was worried if I said, gave the whole, then I would have to explain how everything worked out. And then we're wasting a lot of time on just that.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to concentrate on the women and their relationships.
Yes. Okay.
So, I mean, if I was a really great mystery writer, I suppose I should figure it out. And that probably will come, with just rewriting. But, I think I just...
it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
It's not easy. I don't know how you can keep track of all these characters and who they are and where they're going and what they're...
Is this weird? I don't know. Maybe this is a totally weird idea, but would it be weird if Miguel, if somehow Lucille saw Miguel at the end?
I was thinking that too.
Because as an actor, as the actor playing that part, I kind of felt like that. I needed that. I needed that resolution. Like. Even if it was just a nod, just a nod to him or something, he reappears and there's a nod, kind of as the button, of the play or something.
Yeah, I still wouldn't have let your character see him though. There's no way I would let your character see him. But
because she could feel him. She could feel him. She could feel him.
I struggled about taking him out completely and just letting you have that moment, the monologue with the alcohol and everything. I put him in and I fought with, is this too cheesy doing the ghost thing? But you wonder why people claim to see spirits and why people claim why spirits can't move on. What's the reason? And I wondered about that. I'm like, is this going to be too? So I just left it in, and I said, let's see what people think.
Yeah, because I was thinking with the appearances of Miguel, we have him once, we have him twice, and then a third time, kind of at the beginning, kind of near the middle, and then near the end. It could be a nice little 3-beat, and then if Lucille doesn't see him, but when they're talking about like, oh, we did it, and Miguel can be at peace, and that might be a little cheesy that if the ghost walks through and he's like bye, but I don't know exactly how, but something. Tips of a hat, says thank you, and walks out. But kind of that kind of progression of he has this character, a sort of character arc that we don't see at all, but he has a growth and he can now move on because the work is done.
Maybe I'll play around with it and see.
Yeah,
we'll see how it lands.
Yeah.
But I like that everybody liked that because I really thought about taking it out, but there was something very heartfelt I felt about her not seeing him, but him being in the room and her making a deal,
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a nice scene.
It was beautiful.
Thank you guys.
Completely opposite spectrum of all the heartwarming. Book club ladies, your colors voices, your colors characters. I loved them. I think everybody made great choices. I guess did anyone, did you try out a lot of different voices when you were practicing or rehearsing? How did you, is there a reason, like Harriet, you're kind of like a New York kind of, or New Jersey, East Coast, did you try other accents or did?
Oh yeah. In fact, we were all different. In fact, the final product was different than what we had ever done. I think I'm speaking for everyone on that because it was like, we kept kind of the other couple of times we had, read that part. It was like we weren't quite comfortable with it yet, and then finally it gelled. It gelled in the reading. It was like, okay, we better do it now or never, and it worked. I mean, I thought it worked. We were all different. So yeah, we all tried different stuff. Yeah.
Practice. We all sounded the same.
Yeah, we did.
We all had like this same weird voice, and so when we got to the taping, we thought, all right, let's just do something different because we can't all sound the same, although that would be funny too, I guess.
I think it's hilarious. That's the one scene where it kind of goes from a, like a comedy, like normal friends being together to all of a sudden kind of broad farce. Everybody, these old ladies, poking at this guy with spatulas and putting on these gruff voices. And I thought, it was always so much fun to do. I'm like, this is the one I really want to stage. Can we just stage this one scene?
Yeah.
But it was fun to sit back and watch and go, how does this fit in the play? Does it seem really out of character? But I just found it delightful to watch. I was like, I think it's great. I think it's kind of the fun centerpiece of the play.
Susie, are those your favorite colors, or did you just kind of pick at random?
Well, I wanted to make the periwinkle one ridiculous. Periwinkle is one of my favorite colors, but it's way too long to say, which I think that's perfect that someone would pick that. And lavender, it's just, I love that the women can't just say red or orange. And there was no way I wanted to pick the colors that were from the movie,
Yeah.
I wanted to be, but that, it's just funny.
I thought it was hilarious that Margot couldn't think of a color.
I know.
He couldn't think of a color. What? You know.
She was thinking of plenty of colors. She just couldn't make up her mind.
It made me laugh.
Kaleidoscope.
I know.
Yeah. The corn colors.
Yeah.
I was waiting for someone to say neon, but nobody
Yeah.
said neon.
Well, ladies, is there anything else did anyone else wants to talk about tonight with our before we wrap it up? Anything else from the script you guys want to mention or any
Thank
other
you,
questions?
Susie, for
Yeah.
highlighting older, wonderful female actresses.
Yeah, thank you very
And,
much,
I
Susie. It was
sure
a
hope-
pleasure.
I sure hope this comes to fruition on the Long Beach Playhouse stage.
Well, that would be awesome. I would love that. You guys were wonderful. The directing was great. I love that you taped it, and I love that you guys were all in the same room. I think it makes a huge difference, and I know that they couldn't do that with the other plays from 2020, but it made a huge difference to have you guys in the same room and connecting, and I was really proud of you.
It was lovely to have amazing performers on our studio stage again. That was a very special day.
Oh my
It felt
God.
normal.
Yeah.
Why be normal?
Okay, so as we say goodbye, I'm going to call out your name, and you got to say what color you'd be if you were in a Reservoir Dogs situation.
Oh no! Oh my God! Okay.
Angela, what color?
Aquamarine.
Too long. Mulu, what color?
Ruby.
Linda, what color?
I don't know. No, lavender. Because yeah.
All right, Yvonne, what color?
Lime green, tangerine.
Susie, what color?
Turquoise salmon.
Carmen, what color?
Pink-ish.
Harriet, what color?
Sapphire blue.
These are some solid colors, everybody. Okay.
Madison, what color?
Madison.
Burnt
Red.
orange. BO. Okay, so for folks that are watching tonight, thank you so much. If you missed some of the announcements during the other video, we are taking submissions right now for the next year's festival. So if you have a script, June 30th, go to lbplayhouse.org, click on New Works Festival, and check back at lbplayhouse.org and our social media pages also in July, because we will be finalizing and announcing reopening plans for the fall. So stay tuned for that. So if I can have everyone wave goodbye to our lovely audience. Goodbye, audience. Thank you, everybody.